Once the jubilant scenes in St. Peter's Square die down, the Pope will face several key challenges in the early days of his papacy. His response to those will give us a significant indication of what we can expect from his time as the head of the Catholic Church. One key priority for the new Pope is reaching out to his flock of 1.2 billion Catholics and rebuilding the relationship between the Vatican and churches around the globe.
I think that one of the big challenges facing any Pope right now is the fact that many Western countries, the culture is becoming more and more hostile to Christianity. So how do we give the message of Christ? How do we preach the Catholic message in a context where the culture and the laws often don't support it? The Church calls this the new evangelization. They've been discussing it a lot under Benedict XVI's papacy, and in the inbox of the new Pope is definitely how we take that forward.
Much was made during the pre-conclave talks about whether the new Pope would be one who focused on pastoral care, speaking to the faithful around the world, or whether he would be one of those who tries to reform the Vatican. In reality, he needs to do both, and it won't be easy. He needs to look into the finances of the Vatican Bank, which has been riddled with scandals spanning over several decades. But dealing with the Curia Romana, the political and administrative power within the Vatican, will be even more difficult.
It's a very small outfit. It's like 2,000 or 3,000 people for a church of 1.2 billion. So it's quite small. And most people, I think, work there very well for very little money. But there are obviously some who are incompetent. And there's some petty corruption. I don't think there's big corruption because there just isn't any money in it. But there's some petty corruption and some favoritism and some incompetence. And that has to be cleaned up. And I think Benedict, perhaps, he was too nice to deal with this particular aspect of the church.
In a rapidly changing world, the new Pope will also have to deal with the continuing fallout from the clerical sex abuse scandal. He will also need to address the Church's views on issues like homosexuality, contraception and abortion.
I think the Christian teaching will remain the Christian teaching on abortion, on same-sex marriages. I don't see any change in line, whoever is the Pope.
It's a complex and delicate balancing act for the new Pope to successfully address all these issues. The 115 cardinal electors can only hope that they picked the right man to do it. Hoda, Abdel, Hamid, Al Jazeera, Rome.